Any thoughts on the FaZe Rain and Teeqo stuff? I feel like we got to save some of this stuff for the podcast that Joe and I have been doing, but man, it's a tough situation for those boys, dude. I got a lot of love for Teeqo and Rain and Temper and Apex and Adapt and everybody at FaZe. I really do. I think there's two sides of that coin, or two sides of that story. What FaZe built, what those 4 or 5 guys and everybody else that was a part of FaZe built is truly special, man. Like, nobody can doubt or question the cultural impact that FaZe has had on gaming. One of the biggest teams, if not the biggest team, in terms of overall brand recognition in the entire world. And you want to poke holes in that all day, fine. But from my generation, FaZe and Optic, not including like the TSMs and the Team Liquids and the Fanatics and the G2, all that. FaZe is probably one of the most recognizable brands. Like, if you went up to an 18-year-old kid today and asked him if they know who Team Liquid is, I'm sure you get like 3, 4 out of 10, maybe. But if you go to an 18-year-old kid and ask him, do you know what FaZe is? More times than not, I would think like 7, 8, 9 out of 10 are probably going to know what that is. So, that logic might not be perfect, but that's my perception of it. It really depends on where you're asking, who you're asking. But overall, North America, I think more people are going to know what FaZe is in comparison to any other team. So they've done an incredible job building up that business. But the problem is, when you build something really strong and really exciting and it's really moving and shifting and shaking an industry, people are going to want to come in and they're going to want to be a part of it. And, FaZe as a business, as they scaled, they needed money to pay for the growth that they were trying to have from a business perspective. So I think FaZe is going to be okay long term. I mean, I hate to see like the original creators have such a sour taste in their mouth, because it's really hard for these kids that grew up building this thing, and then, they take on capital, they raise money. Now there's more people at the table that they don't think belong there. And if, Teeqo and Rain aren't the guys that are actually vetting who's coming in and investing in the business and who's running it day to day, that's a tougher situation for them to be in. I don't know if they were welcomed into the process, if they were consulted, or if they had talked as a group more broadly. But, this is just the way business works. And so I understand if there's feelings of resentment, if they weren't made whole and able to have a say in what they're doing, or the FaZe business as a whole, then I understand why they feel the way that they do. Like, there's no denying that emotion.